Hello everybody, this is a video reviewing the Yeti SB115 over a period of 4 months, and I will share with you my impressions from the first time I ride the bike all the way up until the time where I think, a pretty good handle on it. Enjoy, and thank you for watching. There are other videos that will do a better job at describing in a lot of details the technical specification of this bike, so I will just give you a high-level summary. You have a Fox 34 in the front, you have Shimano XT group, and you have the Infinity link for the suspension, which allows to have different behavior for small bumps and large bumps. Fox Factory for the main suspension, and it is the Turk higher end carbon fiber frame. Okay, new bike day. That was ride number 1 on this Yeti SB115, and I'm going to keep a bit of a log about this bike until I have enough good material to publish. That thing is a beast. I took the first 2 turns at 80%, and by turn number 10 I was at 100%. I think the thing that struck me most about this first ride on this bike is I really didn't have to learn it. It just felt like I had ridden this bike for years before. Super intuitive, super balanced. With that, I'm gonna race tomorrow and we'll see how it goes. Okay, that was second day on the bike and race number 1, and I had a lot of fun. I'll need to ride it a few more months to know whether the fun is because I got a new toy or because the bike is so good. So I have been riding this bike for a month and a half now, and I found a few things about it. Number 1, well, I read on previous reviews that it actually turns very, very well is true. The other thing that I've learned about the bike is that when I ride it hard and for a long time, I am tired obviously, but I'm much less fatigued, and its ability to absorb the shocks and to be so confident on the trail actually creates less of that sense of fatigue where the next day you need to recover, you know, for joints or ligaments or different aches and pains that are not muscle. And that is actually quite a bit of an improvement, and I wasn't expecting this, and it's quite nice. The next thing that I notice when I ride the bike hard is that I am much less on the edge. I don't have as many near misses. I have actually had 0 crashes on it yet, and I really attribute this to how predictable, stable and balanced it is. And that was another unexpected and much welcomed advantage. Finally, I also found out that when you climb uphill, on an non-technical uphill, it is slower than a cross-country bike. Not by an enormous amount, but by enough to be noticeable. So that was actually very interesting. But overall, it's not a big difference. And I think that as a weekend warrior, this is nothing that can't be overcome by a little bit more training or a little bit more attention to diet and sleep. Overall, I think the largest finding that I have on this bike is that I just have so much fun riding it, and it makes me want to ride it more. And I have ridden my mountain bike more in the last month and a half than in a long time before that. It's been 3 months since I have been riding the bike, and everything is running still very well. Handling's been very good, shifting's been great. I've had a slight bit of creaking in the frame. I'll need to lubricate and retorque the pivots for the suspension. That's my best guess. Outside of that, still loving it. When I alternated between the cross-country and the down-country bike on the same trail, the same competitors were about the same distance, so not much difference there. I did a little bit better overall. Both times I made the direct comparison using the downcountry bike, so this new bike, which is nice, but it could have been the luck of the draw in terms of who else registered. So overall, after 3 months of riding, still love it. Same speed, still twice as fun. I am on my 4th month of riding the bike, still running very well. The slight little eke I mentioned in my last video actually just ended up being the saddle that needed a little bit of tightening, and still running really well now. Everything is solid. I managed to take my first spill this week, and so there you go, it happened. And yeah, we're finishing this evaluation period of 4 months. We're getting close, just a couple more weeks, and stay tuned for the end. We are at the end of the 4-month period for the review, and very fittingly we are using the same trail as the one I used for the very first time I used this bike. When I evaluate a product, I normally find pros and cons and try to balance them for best use. This one is interesting because I really don't have a lot of cons. I mean, that bike runs very well. It's fast, it's nimble, it's reliable. I'm having tons of fun with it. If I was to buy a new bike tomorrow, I would probably get the exact same one. It's that good. It's perfectly adapted to what I'm trying to do. It's a nice cross between cross-country and trail bikes. I am definitely the limiting factor of the setup, no doubt about that. It's just very good. I would guess the only con is that it's a very pricey piece of equipment, and you get what you pay for. It's excellent. So with this, that concludes my 4 months of riding the Yeti SB115. For the rest of the video, you will see more footage of how I experienced the bike over the last 4 months on different local trails of Central and North Florida. Alright, now in the next few video segments we're gonna go a bit faster with no talking to give you a little bit more of an idea of what it feels like when you're at speed. Last week I did a fast lap at my local trail that I have been riding for a very long time, and on a 24-minute loop I got a 22nd personal best for the last 10 years. So I think that was a solid performance, and with that I am going to close the performance section of this video. On the trails that I know that are more technical, previously I cleared all the obstacles, but never every single one of them in a row to make a full loop without putting foot on the ground. And now that I've had this bike, it's almost feel normal that I clear everything all the time. I don't know how obvious it is, but the cornering is remarkable. So secure, very predictable, good traction. Man, this is fun. Okay. so precise. I can climb. This concludes 4 months of evaluation on this bike, and I am hoping for many more months and years of continued fun on this fantastic equipment. Gets me out and makes me enjoy the sport of mountain biking that I love so much.